Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. It's about 11:30 or so, and I got a text message from this guy. Actually, he was a commenter, right? He's one of my subscribers. His name's Chris, and some of you guys might have saw it, but in yesterday's video or day before that, he commented and said, "Hey Henry, as of 3:30 on Friday, there is a lawn tractor sitting in Selden, Long Island, where he's from." And he says, it's on the curb. And so I was like, well, you know, curb alerts, usually by the time I get there, it's gone. You know what I mean? Selden is about a half hour or so away from me, so it would take some time to get there. I'm not going to drive a half hour there just to get there and it's not there, you know, and then drive back. So unless I knew it was secure and I knew I was going to get it, I wouldn't go make that trip. So I wrote back to him and I says, it's a curb alert, it'll probably be gone by the time I get there. So you know what he does? He rolls it to his driveway. That was really nice of him, you know what I mean? So it's at his house, it's on his driveway, and he private messaged me via email and told me his address, and I'm headed on over there to pick it up. He sent me a picture of it. It's a one of those orange Scots by John Deere. You know, I had one of those things. I had a green one, I had an orange one, has a deck on it. He says it's in rough shape. It's got a 16 horsepower Kohler Command in it. But as long as it has a deck, I can do something with it. Because I don't want another hauler. And at the very least, I'll grab the engine and see if it works, you know what I mean? I have yet to see a blown Kohler Command. So maybe I can get lucky and maybe we can get this engine started up, you know? I was thinking that the Jamal Alatek project could be coming up soon if I don't get anything. Well, it looks like I might have to keep it on hold because I've got this other thing that I got to work on. So I forgot to take the... so my friend Andy from Jericho, I went over to his house last night for dinner, and he had picked off a Tecumseh Craftsman, like Eagle 1 type push mower near his neighborhood, and he kept it at his house for a while. So I finally picked it up yesterday, and it's still in my thing, so I forgot to take it out. I hope that the lawn tractor will fit with the mower in it, you know? And not to mention the fact that the battery that I have for my winch, I haven't charged that thing up in weeks. So who knows if even that battery will work, you know? But we'll see the situation. Hopefully it'll be an easy load, and we'll get that Scots by John Deere lawn tractor into the van and take it home, see what the condition is. Hey, so I'm over here, over at Chris's house, and here it is. I just backed up into his driveway. We're in Selden, Long Island, and this is exactly what the picture he took of me. It's the It's the Scots by John Deere. I had one of these before. I had the green one and I had the orange one. So he actually dragged it from down there with his daughters to bring it over here, and I was kind of surprised because this is a hydro. So as you guys know, unless that thing actually works, it shouldn't freewheel, you know. So it was a task for them to pull this. So I'm very appreciative of all the work they did to get it over here so that I would be able to pick it up today. Hey, look at this. It's got one of these knobs. I always wanted one of these knobs. Maybe I'll take it off of here and put it on my van, huh? As you guys know, maybe about a year or two ago, I went with my friend Andy from Jericho, and we rented this, I want to say 40-foot RV, right? It was the kind that you drive. You know, we drove up to Maine and climbed Mount Cadillac and did some camping in the KOAs over there, and we just had a spectacular time. It slept 8, and then I noticed that the tractor was parked right next to this RV, and I was asking him about it, and I'm just intrigued by outdoor camping, you know what I'm saying? And this is his new one he just got. It's not new, it's used, but it's new to him, you know? And it's a Father's Day gift, I guess, from his wife, so it's really cool. Let's go in for a look.
For the weight distribution on here, I drove it home from Wantagh with no weight distribution on there.
Look at that, a bedroom? Chris is letting me come in here and take a look. This part here actually goes out, right? Or like they say in Canada, oh. So you got the dining part here. Man, this is really cool, Chris. You got the bathroom, and this is a double bunk bed area here.
Yeah.
What's that?
Refrigerator.
Oh, no kidding. Cool. Wow, you have it stocked too.
Yep, we're going out. We're going out again.
Nice.
We just leave it plugged in.
Microwave, electric stove, I gather.
Gas.
Oh, propane. Yeah. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
So Chris and I got to talking, and it's got a very interesting life, and you know, it's just like what Jason and I said. You know, doing this hobby, you run across different kinds of people and different walks of life. You know, and it's interesting. You know, the people that you meet along the way, for the most part, you might have a relationship with in the future. And so we're just talking, and we're getting along very well, and he decided to show me his backyard, and he's got like this hobby, right? And I'll show you that hobby in a second. But I mean, I'm gathering you wake up early in the morning every day, right on cue, right? Is that right?
We're early risers, but we have no roosters. They're not allowed.
What are you talking about? With the guy, those guys over there with the thing on their head, isn't that a rooster? I thought only the males had the thing on the head.
The darker brown. I think there's 3 different breeds in there.
How many you got?
6, according to Brookhaven Town.
And so wait, forgive me if I'm ignorant, but they lay eggs, yeah? The female ones.
Yep, there's 2 laying. There's one laying in there, in the
Oh,
in the
wow.
bed. She's laying.
And how often, like how many eggs you get a day if you take them all?
About 6.
So every day you get 6 eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I have the dogs inside.
Boy, look at that firewood over there. So Chris, man, you got a lot of firewood there. What's the story?
I had some tree work done.
Yeah?
And I also have a wood stove that I heat in the winter with. So what I paid for the tree company is probably about 75% offset by saving on heating costs.
So
And
how do you-
splitting the wood myself?
How do you split it?
Let's go take a look. I got it.
So I'm in his garage right now. Look at that. He's got a Predator horizontal engine on here, 212. This is the same one that I swapped with that compactor for Sewer Brothers. This was $99 at Harbor Freight Tools. If you had the coupon, you could have gotten it for $89 or plus tax.
20%
But
off.
that's a good deal, man. So have you guys seen a log splitter of this magnitude? So Chris, tell me really quickly about this.
It's a super split. It's a commercial splitter. It's not hydraulic. It is a rack and pinion kinetic splitter.
Explain rack and pinion kinetic.
All right, so underneath this cover, you got 2 75-pound flywheels that are spun by the engine with this drive belt over here. And as they're spinning, they build up the energy, and you lift up on this handle here, and it pulls this rack out with a gear on the bottom, and it shoots the rack out at about 2.5 second cycle time.
Holy cow.
You want to fire it up?
No. So Chris says to me, "You want me to start it up and show you?" And I'm like, "Sure!" So we went to the backyard and grabbed just one random log. Now, he hasn't fired this up in about a year, so let's just see it work once, okay? Hopefully. Wow! Predator, baby! Wasn't that awesome, guys? Crazy, right? I would love one of those things. Chris just bought this from Home Depot. What did you pay exactly?
I think I paid $360. $369, something.
So this is.
It came up just over $400.
That's not bad. This is the newest personal pace. It's got the not the 550EX, even though it is an auto choke, but this is also a ready start, right?
Yep.
This is the 7.251, 163cc.
Electric start.
Oh, electric start. Cool. Ooh,
Yeah,
well, let's see where the battery. Where be the battery at?
Lift up the mulch bag plate.
Here?
Nope.
Oh, here?
In the back, yeah. It's back
Oh,
there.
I see.
Yep.
Cool.
Right
I've never seen that. And is this a clutch system?
No, there's no blade stop on it or anything.
Because I know some of these personal paces have a clutch system on it.
Yeah. No.
Oh, hey. So I'm home now, and I unloaded some stuff. That lawnmower that I got from my friend Andy from Jericho, I had to flip that on its side, right? That thing doesn't have a recoil starter pull rope, right? It doesn't have a dipstick for the oil or the gas, right? Or a cap for the gas. And so when I flipped it on its side, I didn't think that there was that much oil in there because, well, I don't know why I'd have thought that. But anyway, oil spilled all over the place here. I had to kind of clean it up. It hasn't been fun so far. I also dripped oil on Chris's driveway, but he was cool about it. I cleaned it up a little. Anyway, if you guys remember my Franken tractor Nightmare, I sold it for, I forgot now. It's a carpet and a ton. No. Carpet and a bullseye. That's what I did. Yeah. So maybe some of you guys were wondering what the hell I was talking about. Bag of sand, carpet, monkey, ton, bullseye. So that's British slang, right? So a bag of sand is $1,000 or pounds, right? A monkey, a carpet is 500. A monkey's 300. A ton is 100. A bullseye's 50. So I thought maybe because so many viewers are from the UK, they would know what I was talking about. Anyway, speaking of UK, you know my across the street neighbor Andy, he's from the UK, and some of you guys were asking, where is he from? Well, he's actually from Windsor, but his mum is from Henley on the Bottom, near Morley. So there you go. So this tire over here, oh, I wanted to also tell you, so when Chris and his daughters were pushing this thing from his neighbor's house to here, right, I said, how long do you think this has been sitting? And he's like, I've lived here for 20 years, and I've never seen him run this tractor. I didn't know he had it. So I'm like, could this tractor have been sitting for 20 years? I find it hard to believe. Do you know why? Because while this is a hydrostatic, right, it must have been hell for them to push it like a block. You know what I mean? But then I pulled the, the freewheel engagement lever, right? And it rolls. Rolls fine. But this tire over here is Dunsky, right? It had air in it and it held air, but all of a sudden it just popped while they were pushing it. So I'm going to try to pump up some air into this tire so it will roll right out of my van, and then maybe replace that tire with one of my many thousands of wheels that I have that hold air, maybe, and put it on here so it'll be easier for me to roll, So that's what I'm going to do now, try to pump up this tire. So that didn't work. The foot pump broke, so I couldn't get any air in there, and that tire's Dunsky. So I went to my shed, I got another wheel that holds air, same exact size as that actually. And now I'm just going to roll it out. On the way home, I saw this on the curb. I figured gas cap, recoil starter, pulley, muffler, blah, blah, blah. I just took it. So here it is. Here's my free Scott's 16 horsepower Kohler Command vertical engine on a Scott's by John Deere. It's all here. Other than replacing that wheel, tires seem to hold air. Just put a little bit more in here. The deck is actually in good condition from what I can see. There's a lot of dirt and stuff on it, but it looks solid. And I doubt it's been sitting for 20 years because I just checked the battery. The battery is one of my favorite ever start Walmart batteries, right? And it says 2012 on it. So it's at least 8 years old, right? Since maybe the last time it was running. So I didn't think it would be sitting for 20 years because when I disengage the freewheel thing, it actually works. Most of them don't work after a while, you know what I mean? But once you disengage it, you can roll this freely. When you engage it, you can't move it at all because it's a hydrostatic transmission. As you can see with the deck, it's got the anti-scalp wheels in the front. Hi! And it's got a lot of brush in here. A lot of leaves, twigs, branches, dirt. But I'm feeling over here, look, it's not rusted at all. I can still see the gray paint. Even on the interior part where it's usually wet, I might be able to feel a little bit of rust. You know, maybe the paint might be chipping, but solid deck. Look at this. Because it's built stronger to last longer. Heavy duty 12 gauge steel 42-inch deck. Nice. So look, I was just going to say that at the very least this deck can go on my Scott's hauler, right? But that's wrong. Because this is Scott's by John Deere, right? This deck won't fit on my Scott's by Murray. Murray and John Deere's don't interchange. But if you could look at the body of this, right? Right around here, the wheel well area where the foot pads are, it's filled with dirt and stuff. But yet there's not an ounce of rust anywhere on this thing. Over here is the parking brake mechanism. This is currently in the unlocked position. I'm almost afraid to sit on here because I could get gonorrhea from sitting on here in shorts. The steering is a little stiff, as expected if it's been sitting for a long time. But usually when you sit on here, it's easy for you to push down on this lever and push the mower deck down because it's spring-loaded. Wow! It's very smooth to lower. When you push down and it spring loads back up again with very little effort to pull it up. And this mechanism feels very smooth. It doesn't feel like a tractor that's been sitting for 8 years. It's got this cool rotating knob. I kind of like this. If I could get it off, I might put it on my van. Hey, hey, hey. It's got a key. Doesn't click as well as I'd like it to do, but it seems like it's okay. It's got a reverse in operation button. So it's not that old, you know what I mean? And the throttle seems a little hinky, but I don't think, I mean, you put a little bit of WD-40 or Toolbox Buddy on it, it might loosen it up. And the Pto Engagement handle seems to be good too. Hydrostatic transmission shifter, it's got a cup holder. Look at this seat. Aside from catching gonorrhea, the seat looks like it's in good shape. Just needs a little bit of cleaning. There's no rips. The John Deere has its model number sticker on the rear left wheel well. Except for this one. So this model, GX164-2S062675. What the hell does that mean? No idea. But it actually has a date code here. It says April 30th, 2000. So this is a 2000 model. John Deere and Company, Moline, Illinois. Illinois, that's French, you know. As you can see here, 912. So 2012 battery. So at the very least, this thing might have been running 8 years ago. That's not too bad. But let's not forget something here. Today's video is not about the John Deere from Scott's. It's about my Toro 825. I just used the excess sunrise red paint that I had painted the Franken Tractor Nightmare. I had about an eighth left. I just went sparingly around it. That deck was not in bad shape. It just needed a little bit more of a shine, that's all. So I just coated it with a very light coat of sunrise red. I'm waiting for it to dry so I can install it on the Toro. Since I have it out here, might as well try to scoop up this nest and fling it into the garbage. You guys think I can make it? 1, 2, 3. Oh, half of it. Half the ball fell in. I forgot to show you guys the Craftsman Mulcher 22 that I got from my friend Andy from Jericho. He was walking around, walking his dog, and he saw this in his area. Jericho's a very affluent area, so it's surprising to see a old Tecumseh Craftsman lawnmower. But as you can see from the deck, right, or the whole thing actually, it's immaculate, you know. It's missing the ignition coil. Oh, wait a minute. I feel it. It's right here. It's broken off. It's got a spark plug, but it's going to need a new coil. I don't know if I have a Tecumseh coil. It's missing the dipstick. Dipstick? Cletus U dipstick. Recoil starter's missing the rope and handle, and it's missing a gas cap. Also, the cable is cut. There's nothing attached to it. So, cable, gas cap, dipstick, recoil starter, ignition coil, and yes, actually this red little primer bulb, the ones that I hate, actually is kind of flexible, and I almost feel like there's suction. Yep, this primer bulb actually works, believe it or not. So you know what? While I'm waiting for that deck to dry, I'm going to go back there in my bin of parts and see if I can find a dipstick for a Tecumseh and a gas cap. So I went to my backyard with my bin of parts. I found this old Tecumseh gas tank, which I at one time tried to patch up with silicone and or JB Weld plastic, but it didn't really work. I wonder if any of you guys remember that one. That one's from way long ago. And I think this is a Tecumseh. Let's find out. I noticed that the threads were about the same, and it's perfect! This gas cap is from a Tecumseh. Perfect! Now all I need is a coil and a cable, and then we can work on this in the future. You guys want to see something interesting? I just looked in the gas tank just to see. Look what I'm going to pull out. Do you guys have any idea what on earth this is? I want to say it's like a float or something. It's got like aluminum weights in it, 4 of them. Looks very clean, but it doesn't look like anything attaches to it. Guys, leave in the comments. Tell me what this is. Check the Earl. Ooh. Not too bad. It's clear. So I guess that mower deck is dry enough. I'm going to make an attempt to install it now. So there we go. Installing that deck sucked. I mean, it's such a small little deck. Had 2 hooks in the front that clamp onto this square bracket, see? 2 little brackets with holes in it lined up to the side things that pivot like this. There was a middle bar where it connected from the front bracket that swivels down, connected all the way into the middle on top where there was a hole, and you went like that and you had to put a R-clip in there. That was the biggest pain of it all, and I couldn't even figure it out. I had to look underneath with a flashlight to see that there was a rod there. You put it on, you know? Then there was another rod that connected onto the engagement where it lifted open the brake that touches the pulley. So there was a lot of connections for just a simple little mower deck like that. It took me forever and I couldn't figure it out, but I finally got it. So I finally got it figured out. We got the mower deck on there, spray painted it a little bit so it looks nicer. I even sharpened the blades. I tried to sharpen them first by using the hand grinder, and it was really dull. So I figured it's a 5/8 bolt, took it off the crankshaft, took the blade over to my bench grinder, and I grinded it nice and sharp. Put it back on, no vibrations or anything. Remember I told you that I didn't know what this was? Well, a couple of commenters, a few of them, said that the right one was the brakes. Well, it for sure. Any brake caliper or anything. So I think it's just an adjustment to the transmission hub, something like that, you know, almost like a disc brake, not a disc brake, but a, you know, the kind where there's a wire attached to the hub, you know. I forget what that's called on bikes and stuff. But anyway, so tomorrow I'll try to figure out the brakes, and I'm gonna tomorrow. A whole lot of stuff, you know, getting a dipstick and a cap for the this lawnmower here, and then picking up the Scots, you know, which I think it may not take too long to get this going, you know. So kind of looking forward to that too, you know. For those guys that are waiting for the Jamal Alatet, not anytime soon, baby. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. See you guys next time on the Mowers and Blowers.